when you have the center of something that you love doing, something you get paid for, something that your clients want, and something that you can give back to the community, you are in the center of this thing called ikigai. It's a Japanese concept, and I when I was shooting that job, I felt like I was right in the middle of ikigai, you know?
Step into a world of artistic storytelling with Alain Martinez, an internationally acclaimed lifestyle and wedding photographer. Since his journey began in Paris in 2005, Alain and his wife Angela have built a full-service studio, crafting timeless family heirlooms across the globe.
When you travel to less fortunate countries and you experience different cultures and things like that, and you see a kid on the street their same age begging for money and for food, it puts things into perspective, you know? It's not all about the luxury of traveling. It's about teaching them how to be good human beings. I have this Instagram page where I take a picture of them looking at something iconic. It's called Just Two Bros In, because it's just the two bros looking at something iconic and there's no one else in the picture. So that's a lifelong project, and because of it,
Welcome, Alain Martinez.
Thank you.
Dude, I met you. What was it? Was it last year, the year before?
Last year at PPA.
Was it a karaoke? Or was it somewhere else?
I think by the time we hit the karaoke, we had already met each other. I think we probably met each other at the Fundy party.
I think it was. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we ran from there, yeah.
Yeah, from Fundy and then we were in there. That's cool, man. I remember meeting you. You're based out of Miami.
Based out of Miami.
Your stuff is like really high quality weddings, right? What else are you, tell me about your work, man. How would you describe it?
So definitely one side of the business is the high-end weddings. But then as of 2 years ago, we're doing a lot of luxury content for hotels.
Ooh, what does that look like?
So that is short form videos or anything of the architectural photography that they need for, let's say they're renovating a new part of the hotel or they need a new restaurant that they just opened up. We go in there and we do anything from the photos to any activations that they may have. And then the big money is into the short form videos, anything under 2 minutes or so. Go out there for 2 to 3 days, shoot the heck out of it, models, you know, storyboard, and it's great, girl. It's great.
What has been one of the most like memorable like hotels or places that you've been? And where has that taken?
Well, that has taken us. We particularly shoot anything under the Marriott luxury brand, which is all the Ritz-Carltons, and that keeps us pretty busy.
Yeah.
But my most memorable job that we did recently was one that we did in Bachelor Gulch in Colorado.
Okay.
And the reason why it was so memorable is because I put it into the universe that I wanted to shoot something like that during spring break, which is when me and my kids go skiing every year. So not only did they pay for me for a whole week to go and shoot this thing, but I brought my kids with me. They were part of the video as well.
Nice.
And we got this suite to stay at the Ritz that is normally like $6,000 a day.
Of course.
Obviously we didn't have to pay for that, but that was memorable because I was doing what I love doing. I was skiing as well in the video, filming the people that were skiing, but my kids were part of the video. I was getting paid amazing money, and my wife and my kids were able to enjoy spring break with me while I worked a little bit, and then we spent a few days at the end.
What a wonderful experience, man, to be able to do something that cool, but also have your family be a part of it.
Yeah.
How old are your kids, by the way?
My kids are 11 and 13. They love it. They're the reason why I do everything in life. So being able to have them with me and that experience and getting paid really good money, it's the epitome of like reaching the top, or what I call the ikigai, which is this Japanese concept that it's in the center of, when you have the center of something that you love doing, something you get paid for, something that your clients want, and something that you can give back to the community, you are in the center of this thing called ikigai. It's a Japanese concept. And I when I was shooting that job, I felt like I was right in the middle of ikigai, you know?
That's phenomenal. Just phenomenal. How did it feel when you guys opened up that door to that suite? How was like your wife, your kids' face, your face? How did that go?
Pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing to have our job provide that for us. You know, I don't want to say that we're spoiled or jaded in any way. We've been at other places that are similar situations, but you know, we always try not to take for granted these opportunities that our job presents, and so we always take a moment to appreciate. And I tell my kids how much those rooms cost, not so they can brag or anything like that, but so they can appreciate the things that they have in life right now, and how they can hustle and be entrepreneurs and be educated to be able to afford things like that for their own families in the future. I tell my kids all the time, hey, you like what you're having right now, well, you better You better hustle. You better come up with a business idea, or you better go to college. You better do this and that so that you can afford this for your own family.
Yeah, not live off of somebody else. We sound very similar, by the way. My kids, there's my oldest stepson. He's 20 something, 27 now. I can't keep track. He's out and about in the real world, doing all that. Then I have a 17-year-old that's going through junior in high school. Wow, super smart kid. And then a soon-to-be 14-year-old, all boys.
Jesus, and but when you have these kids, when you were 10 years old?
No, two are.
You're not old enough to have
No, one of them is my son with my wife.
Gotcha.
The other he was 18 months when into his life, and Kyle was 12.
Gotcha.
Different stages.
Okay.
I mean, practically their entire life at this point, right?
Yeah, they're bright to be your kids. You raised them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're my kids. And what's fascinating is that we try to inject this thing based on how we were brought up. Thankfully, I had a pretty good, decent childhood. I'm very thankful for that.
Good. Happy to hear that.
But I still want my kids that no matter how much money I make, whether it's through consulting or whatnot, like, we need to understand that you need to be able to also know what it is that we're doing, the value of it, because I don't want you to grow up thinking that
things are just happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm on the same page, and it's a daily reminder for my kids. Daily. And I speak to my wife about this all the time, and it's like, you got to be pretty focused on not raising little dirtbags if you don't have your foot on the accelerator the whole time. I mean, think about it. You go to Costco and you buy a bag of chicken breasts, and then the guy comes and mows your cuts your grass or whatever, and then you pay him $45-$50 or whatever. So they have no idea what it's like to be out there in the heat cutting grass, and they don't know they just open up a bag of chicken and they're like, oh, just came from Costco. They have no idea what it's like to not have that ability or not have access to that, like many people in the world do. So for us, it's a constant reminder to have grounded, good human beings, And traveling gives you that. When you travel, yeah. When you travel to less fortunate countries and you experience different cultures and things like that, and you see a kid on the street, they're the same age, begging for money and for food, it puts things into perspective, It's not all about the luxury of traveling. It's about teaching them how to be good human beings.
We took our first family cruise last year, the year before that, but we took our second one last year. We went to Honduras.
Oh my God. Talk about
Roatan. And my kids, they have the ability. I have the ability to send them to private school. I'm so glad that I did, because
absolutely
it has allowed them to really be focused in the school. And fortunately, public school, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But with that, they're used to a lifestyle. And going to Honduras, I'm from Venezuela. So I grew up I was middle high class thinking back.
Okay.
But Venezuela, that's slums, most of the country.
Right.
Yeah. Unless you're working for the government or whatever. But when we were there and you get to Roatan and you're going through the dirt roads and you see everywhere the poverty. Yeah. The houses built on the side of the cliffs.
They're stealing electricity.
Kids that have no clothes except a little, shorts, no shoes. And then someone trying to sell you a souvenir while you're at the beach, because if they sell you something, that's the money they're going to make, and they're fishing the food they're actually going to freaking
Yeah.
And it was humbling for my son. My son still talks about it, because as he stayed with him, he's like, here I am bitching and complaining about a Meta Quest or whatever it might be, Call of Duty, and there's kids out there that are just happy to be able to eat, or just, they're probably not going to go to school.
Probably is one of those things that going to end up with some kind of a gang or something.
Yeah. So fighting for, I know this is a photography type of artist podcast, but this is what artists do, man. We're human people. We're human beings. We have lives, and
absolutely,
your family drives you. I can sense the passion.
Yeah, the 100%
for you.
100%.
When was the last time you done a personal project, man?
So I actually have a lifelong personal project with them. I have this Instagram page where I take a picture of them looking at something iconic in some part of the world, wherever we travel for a job or something like that. It's called Just Two Bros In, because it's just the two bros looking at something iconic, and there's no one else in the picture. Even if we go see something where it has hundreds of tourists at any given time, we delete them out and it's just them. So that's a lifelong project, and because of it, they've been able to go to 185 different places around the world.
What an experience.
Yeah. So that's a lifelong project that I hope to continue as long as I can. And like I said, it's very simple. It's always them looking at something iconic, And yeah, I try to have more time for passion projects, but that one is a lifelong one that
I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's going to be definitely a heck of a legacy you're going to leave behind.
legacy.
And a timepiece, if anything, too.
Yeah.
Is there any other artistic bone in your family?
Yeah.
Anybody else, or is it just you?
Just me, man.
What drew you to art?
Well, I started my career after traveling through Paris. I took some pictures there that I thought were good at the time. I look at them back now, they're not that great, but that was 20 years ago. I was an engineer before. So everyone in my family is some kind of engineer or something like that, or doctor. But I took a trip with my buddy to through Paris, Switzerland, and Italy, and I was drawn to the art. And when I got back, I really got into it. And about a year later, I quit my career as an engineer, and I haven't looked back ever since. It's been 20 years of that.
What a rewarding decision that was for your family, right?
Yeah,
That's great.
for sure.
Now, the question: so people find you and know where you are. How do they find you on social media, website? And again, can you mention the life project you had?
Yeah. So my Instagram page is Alain Martinez Studio. That's how they find me.
Okay.
And then the one for the two bros is just two bros in. So, and it used to be a hashtag when hashtags were a thing. So it'll be like just two bros in Paris, or just two bros in the south of France, or just two bros in Italy, or whatever. So that Instagram page is actually a little bit abandoned at the moment. I haven't had the time to curate. We take so many pictures as photographers,
Right.
that it's a little bit abandoned at the moment. But like I said, it has more than
It's a life project.
It's a life project. It's a life project. It'll end up in a book. We have this wall at our house that has 1x1 tiles. By the way, I started this project when Instagram was square format, sir.
It's been a bit.
It's been a bit, Yeah. My son is 13, and it started when he was 6 months. So,
That's phenomenal.
yeah.
That's phenomenal.
So we have this wall in the house that has all, like, as many as we can fit on that wall. They're like 10 by 10 tiles, and we have everything documented there. Hopefully one day I'll have like a massive wall where I can put them all. At the moment, it's only one wall in the house.
Man, I would have never known, man.
Yeah.
I freaking love it.
Yeah.
Buddy, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me here. It's always good sharing a little bit of the way I feel about life and kids and everything like that. I know we didn't talk anything photography, but
There's a lot of people here that talk about photography.
yeah, there's plenty.
Artists are people. And I tell you what, I met you back then I ran into you in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's been great, man.
Yeah, it's great knowing you too. And this podcast sounds great. I've seen some of the people sitting here, and I look forward to seeing some of the episodes that you're gonna come out from this WPP from this PPA.
Awesome, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, man.
I'll see you around.
You got it. All right, man. All right, bro.